So we've spoken a lot about AI promises and AI gone wrong. What's the most common misconception you hear about conversational AI?
I think one of the most common misconceptions is that people, or some people still think of it as sort of like a stupid chatbot, and that it's not like generative, agentic, that conversational AI is separate from everything else that we're talking about in the market today. But conversational AI is basically an umbrella term that covers all of the different advances that have happened since ChatGPT was launched. So when we talk about conversational AI at Boost, we are talking about using a mix of all of these different approaches to build really intelligent customer service automation with deep integrations that can actually solve problems for the customers. So I think a misconception is that sort of chatbots are stupid and that conversational AI is sort of more legacy, when it in fact is not.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. I hear that misconception all the time as well, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah. From Ciklum's perspective, when clients approach you around the FOMO of missing out on using AI, how do you balance their enthusiasm with the realities of implementation?
Yeah, absolutely. FOMO is something that everyone's scared of doing. And we always like to try and think about what's the problem, what strategy do you have to address that problem? Don't just go headfirst into doing a headless pilot that has no outputs, that you don't know your success metrics. So it's about taking that excitement and channeling it in the right way to get them to that strategy and get them on that full program to actually deliver something of value. So it's just very much about harnessing that keenness, that energy. We love it. We love that drive, but to get them to the right place.
Do you feel like people are often over-optimistic?
Yeah, it's about setting those expectations as well, and that it's not just a day one deliverable and that you can just leave it and it's going to run perfectly. It's about the timeline and how we're going to get you there. What do you want to achieve in 3 months? What do you want to achieve in 6 months? How aggressive do you feel with that timeline? Does it fit with your company's way of working? If you know your company is a more slower type of company because there's a lot of red tape, for example, let's take that into account. Let's not pretend it's not the truth. Let's take that into account and work with what works for you as a company.
Yeah, that's 100% what we do at Boost as well, which is why we have such a great partnership with Ciklum.
So pilot purgatory is a big theme that we've seen this year. What's the biggest reason that you see pilots fail to scale, and how do you help clients break out of that?
Yeah. So the biggest reason we see is not aligning it to business goals, having it being driven by tech and not the people that actually work with the customers. And that's why that's the first step in any project we do in Boost and with partners. Whoever is driving the implementation phase is the alignment between the company, deciding what are their goals as a company, as a customer service department, and making sure that that aligns with what they want to achieve with implementing an AI agent. So tying that to concrete business metrics, setting up a plan, a long-term plan, and not just like a 3-month plan for what they want to achieve, and a realistic plan as well. As you mentioned earlier, it's important that they understand that it takes time and commitment from the company side as well to be able to execute. So it's being realistic and making sure that you know why you're doing this project.
Yeah, very much understand the why and communicate that out.
Yeah.
So AC, looking across some of the great examples you've got, like Telenor, Trig, Nordea, what's the single biggest factor that differentiates success from failure for them?
Well, the cheeky answer is boost.ai. But I think the answer is twofold. Because one, you need that alignment to business objectives and strategy. That needs to be the focus from the start in the planning phase. But then I think internal ownership, building out capabilities internally, making sure that you have a team that can maintain and evolve your solution, that is critical to success. And that's also why in Boost, we have spent a lot of time on making a very intuitive and user-friendly platform so that it's easy for customer service reps to actually take that role as AI trainers in the platform. And that's also why we spend a lot of time on our academy, educational resources, because we want to help upskill the customers' own teams so that they can own the solution internally. So when you look at these use cases, from Ciklum's perspective, which of these challenges resonates most with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest ones that people worry about is that AI is difficult, that they're going to have to get this huge team to look after it. But with the Boost platform in particular, it's how easy businesses can take ownership once it's been delivered for them. And it's also then that fear that, well, who's going to look after it? Am I going to have to lose all my great colleagues? Actually, no, it's creating new opportunities for them because it's taking the people from the contact center, from the call center, from customer service and training them up in the technology. It's creating these amazing new avenues for people that didn't exist 10 years ago as a career opportunity as well. So I really like that. It's a challenge. It's something that people worry about. It's concerns them like how we can maintain, but actually it's a positive thing overall, and it's taking that fear of AI out.
Yeah.
I'd say the other one is, internal alignment. Silos in business, all businesses have them. So actually, let's take them head on. Let's understand those challenges. Then we can get that alignment in. If we've got a customer that is, in the middle of a complaints procedure and we don't have alignment with the marketing team and they're suddenly reaching out to their customer to sort of bring them on board with a new product, what would that look like from the customer's perspective? So getting that alignment across business silos and making sure that everyone's on the same trajectory and everyone wants to achieve the same thing. And that everyone wants to use the same technology, it breaks down those silos, and I think it's just a great way to do a really great experience.
Yeah, you need that change management, you need to get everyone on board, and sometimes that can be harder than you think.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the biggest challenges that we often see, and it's about not shying away from that challenge. It's appreciating it, it's knowing the difficulties, but okay, we've got a plan and way forward and how we can knock those issues out of the door essentially.
Yeah, and it's very interesting what you said about sort of building new careers, because for a lot of people that work in customer support, this is also like an opportunity to actually start working more as a product manager for AI. So it's, I think for a lot of people, it's an exciting development to be able to be, you become a subject matter expert on the customer and then also on the product. So you become a subject matter expert on two fields, then building AI and being the person that really knows the customer journeys.
Yeah, absolutely. AC, where do you see the biggest tension in the buy versus build when it comes down to conversational AI?
That's a great question. And I think the biggest tension is between the need for control and speed. So a lot of organizations think that they need to build it themselves to get that control and customization, but they know that that's not the speedy option. It takes time to develop in-house. But at the same time, when you buy a platform, sometimes you don't know exactly how much you can customize. Do you need developer to do the customization as well? And then you're back to square one where it takes time to make changes. So I think it's sort of also navigating the market, because sometimes buying doesn't make it easier for you than building, because it depends on what are you even buying. Have you done the research and found out exactly a vendor that has everything that you require? Is it important for you that it's no code, low code, or do you actually prefer to have in-house developers customizing an existing platform? But like in Boost, our goal is that it's easy for customer service personnel to be upskilled as AI trainers and actually do the building of AI agents themselves using a hybrid approach. And the thing with buying is also the fact that you get all of the enterprise security, compliance, guardrails built in from start. And those are the things that are quite hard to maintain if you're building a solution just for your company, because it's going to be time consuming for your small development team to sit and do all of this maintenance work that is built in directly in most enterprise platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it comes back to that part about really understanding your problem, really understanding your requirements, and understanding what your strategy is going forward to how you approach it as well. And I think no one can ignore the the regulations and compliance side of things. And I think this is where Boost has a real great example of being a European company, and we have acts in place, we have GDPR, so you have that as part of like day one. It's just part of your product. It's not that having to go back and think about it and put the plumbing in later. We're doing it straight away. So I think it's a really great example to call that out.
Yeah, and I think also like for customers or prospects to actually talk to references of everyone they're considering and learn from other companies, because as we know, there's a lot of noise in the market. It's very hard to sort of see who could be a good fit for you, because people are claiming the same things. Even like a lot of companies may claim that they're no code, easy to use, and then you still need to be a developer to be able to make changes. So it's important to sort of do your own sort of research as a customer. Talk to people that have gone through that exact process that you're going through, and see if they have how they have solved the type of challenges that you are looking to solve, because there is a lot of marketing and hype that makes everyone look more similar than they actually are when it comes to the different alternatives in the market. From Ciklum's experience across industries, what best practice make the biggest difference in ensuring that these conversational AI projects delivers real business value, not just an IT project?
And I think it's key what you said there. It's not just an IT project. We've got to think about this cross-functionally. So involve subject matter experts. They know your customer, they know your people, they know your product. Also involve marketing, involve compliance from day one. Like what compliance needs are there? And it's about that sort of complete holistic view of your company, your product, and what you want to do. Also, continuous training and optimization is a real key one. So we can't just leave this product to run. It's a process. It will continue evolving. People evolve, processes evolve. So actually we need to grow with that. So it's always about having that great team behind you to continue taking this product. And that team doesn't have to be a team of hundreds. It could just be one or two people. But they are enough to keep it up to date with your customers' demands. And then connect your KPIs as well. What does success look like to the business, to your customers? Keep it all together and make sure we know what we're looking at. Is it CSAT? Is it containment? Is it cost to serve? What's the important metric to you? And then finally, one of the biggest opportunities is failing to integrate like human on the loop. So taking back that experience, like have oversight. What does that look like? Do we need to send it out to an agent at some point? Is that need there? But making sure that we're involving humans in the process at some point. They don't have to be always in the process, but they need to be a part of it to keep it humanized to some level.
Yeah, definitely. There will still be a human element in customer service. No matter how much we automate, there will always be those edge cases that require the human touch, and there are still things that you wouldn't want AI to try and automate even.
So, without giving too much away, what excites you most about boost.ai's roadmap in the next 12 months?
Without giving too much away, well, I'm excited about everything on the roadmap, working in product marketing, but I think some key themes is voice agents. We're doing a lot of cool stuff to make that experience even better for our customers. So even more options for customization, for new types of voices, for doing a hybrid approach with voice as well. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming in the voice space. We're working on AI companions, so making it easier for AI trainers in the platform to build, analyze, test, and optimize. So basically think vibe coding in the platform. And then, of course, just expanding on all of the agentic capabilities that we already have. So it's going to be an exciting year.
Absolutely. And I love that voice is coming fully like front and central again. It's like the long forgotten cousin that nobody was speaking about for a while, but it's such a vital channel. People like that form of communication. So why wouldn't we bring the same technology into the voice channel? It's a no-brainer.
It's gotten a bad reputation. I think that's like, it's been a bad experience many years ago, and people are still sort of hung up on the fact that like, oh, the voice bot doesn't understand. But the technology has become so much better, and it's just evolving. Like every week you see new demos, you see new models being released. So I think we're gonna get to a point where you're gonna have a fantastic experience when you use voice agents. And that's something we are really excited about. Yeah. So how do you see the partnership between Boost AI and Ciklum going forward? How do you see it evolving over the coming years?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think scalability with reliability is a big one. So Boost brings a platform that scales so easily. And Ciklum can bring that technical depth to integrate and tailor where there's really complex enterprise needs, where someone's not just sitting on the normal pathway, they're quite niche, and we can take your great product and put it into that environment. So those people that may not have been able to access it before can. We can also, we both have shared domain expertise. We work in similar industries, we work with very similar clients, so we can bring that expertise, especially in like regulated industries. We bring that together, and we can talk about our experiences quite openly as well.
Yeah.
And what I'm really looking forward to is Boost already has a really great success rate of getting out to market really quick with some of their really great clients. 30 days, it's almost unheard of. And we want to help continue that acceleration, not just for getting it out to market in a quick time, but that growth and long-term success as well. And
making the optimization and the transformation. Yeah.
And making sure that people are aware of that it is a transformation project, getting that message out there that, we can grow, you can grow, and also making companies understand that it's not just a single component in your customer experience. Whoever, AI now is it's the front door to interactions with customers or employees, wherever it's implemented. And whoever has that touch point, whoever owns that data is vitally important to your business. So having Boost within there as that first layer needs to be, considered the most important partner within that contact center environment. And I think it's really important that we sort of bring that around and help companies realize that. Yeah. Because that wasn't the way a few years ago. And then future focus. So getting clients to look at the next frontier, hyper personalization, proactive AI. This is going to be a huge thing. Contact centers have always been seen as reactive, but now we're seeing they can be proactive. We can bring revenue. Before we were always a cost center, so we're changing that. And then also, the compliance. This is going to be continually a big theme over the next few years. So we see a massive opportunity to lead that together with Boost.
Amazing, and we look forward to leading that together with you.
So thank you so much for the time, AC. It's been such a great conversation. I've really enjoyed sort of getting to know more about Boost, more about the successes you've had, and I'm really looking forward to the partnership and how we continue to go forward. So thank you very much.
Likewise, Sarah, and thank you so much for having me, and I'm looking forward to all of the great implementations we'll do together with Ciklum.